Water. It is the lifeblood of our planet. The force that sculpts landscapes summons life from dust. For millennia, we have lived by its rhythms. But that ancient trust is now being broken. In places where it once flowed with dependable abundance, the water is running out. The great riverbeds once pulsed with power now lie open to the sky like pale, sun-bleached scars. Fields that once yielded green harvests now crack and splinter under a relentless sun, their surfaces like old, forgotten paint. A simple turn of a tap in our sprawling cities can be met not with a gush of life, but with a hollow, unnerving silence. This is not a story of blame. It is a story of profound change, a call to awaken. The evidence of this great retreat is all around us, etched into the very fabric of our world. It is a slow, quiet crisis, unfolding in a million small, heartbreaking subtractions. Farmers who have read the seasons for generations now stand and watch crops wither and fail. In bustling urban centers, authorities ration water, turning off the flow for days, even weeks at a time. For many children, the daily journey to fetch water has become exhausting homework, their small shoulders bearing the weight of a changing world. The scale of water scarcity is a global phenomenon, touching every continent and every kind of community. In the arid heartlands of Africa and Asia, the struggle is visceral and immediate. Here, people see less water with each passing year, a tangible decline that shapes every aspect of daily life. The wells their grandparents dug now yield only mud. The seasonal rains, once predictable and life-giving, have become erratic and cruel. We see the close-up of a herder's weathered face, his eyes scanning a cloudless sky, his herd of goats listlessly searching for a single blade of green. This is a world measured in buckets and footsteps, where the distance to water is the distance between survival and destitution. Moving from the rural landscapes to our modern metropolises, the crisis takes on a different form, but it is no less urgent. Drone shots reveal reservoirs at historically low levels. In these cities, rationing is no longer a distant threat, but a scheduled reality. Taps run dry for designated hours. The simple act of washing, cooking, or cleaning becomes a carefully planned operation. The vibrant pulse of the city slows, its industries hampered, and its public spaces thirsting for a drink. This scarcity ripples outwards. Food security is chief among them. Vast agricultural plains are becoming increasingly vulnerable. We can see the panoramic view of fields where once uniform rows of corn are now patchy and stunted. The great aquifers are being depleted at an unsustainable rate. To plant and risk ruin, or to leave their fields fallow. Rivers are not just conduits for H2O. They are the cradles of civilizations, the subjects of myths, and the arteries of ecosystems. As they diminish, so too does the rich biodiversity that depends on them. But humanity is a species defined by its ability to solve problems. And in the face of this immense challenge, we are turning to the largest and most overlooked reservoirs on the planet, the ocean, and the air itself. First, the vast, salty sea is giving us a second chance. For centuries, we have looked out upon the ocean as an impassable barrier, its water undrinkable. But now, through the process of desalination, we are learning to turn that salty expanse into a source of pure, fresh water. Using advanced filtration membranes, they separate the salt from the water molecules, leaving behind the clean, life-sustaining liquid we so desperately need. Today, this is no longer science fiction. Across the desert regions of the Middle East, and in coastal communities from California to Australia, homes now drink water that began its journey as a wave in the ocean. Fields of crops are irrigated with water coaxed from the sea. What was once an incredibly energy-intensive and expensive process is becoming more efficient and affordable. The cost is steadily falling, driven by innovation and economies of scale. Crucially, the power required to run these sophisticated plants is getting cleaner. When desalination plants are paired with vast solar arrays or wind farms, the ocean becomes a truly sustainable and almost limitless source of fresh water, independent of the whims of rainfall. Then there is the air that surrounds us, a vast invisible river of moisture that flows across the globe. Even in the driest of deserts, the air holds water we cannot see. And now, a new generation of machines can pull this moisture directly from the sky. These atmospheric water harvesters work on a simple principle of condensation, much like the dew that forms on leaves in the cool of the morning. They cool the air to its dew point, causing water vapor to turn into liquid. This technology can work in arid climates as well as humid ones, offering a decentralized solution for communities far from any traditional water source. It is a way to bring water to remote villages that have historically waited, often in vain, for the rain to fall. The beauty of this solution lies in its scalability. These harvesters can be small enough to sit on the roof of a single home. They can also be scaled up to supply an entire town or a critical institution like a hospital or school. It represents a form of resilience, a way of finding abundance in a place we once thought was empty. The innovations are not limited to pulling water from new sources. They are also about using the water we already have, with far greater intelligence. In agriculture, a revolution is underway. Smarter farming practices are saving tremendous amounts of water. Smart irrigation systems, guided by data and sensors, are transforming how we grow our food. Instead of flooding entire fields, these systems watch the soil and listen to the needs of the plant itself. They can tell precisely when and where water is needed most. Drip lines, snaking across the fields, deliver water directly to the roots of the crops, all but eliminating the waste from evaporation into the air. Sensors buried in the earth measure moisture levels with incredible accuracy, feeding data back to a central system that controls the flow. Farmers are becoming data analysts, using information to achieve better yields with significantly less water. This new technology is combined with the rediscovery of ancient wisdom. People are reviving techniques that keep precious water in the ground. Building terraces on hillsides slows runoff, mulches cover the soil, and shade trees reduce sun and evaporation. These time-honored methods hold water like a natural sponge. Our cities are learning to be more like natural ecosystems. What was once sewage is now a valuable raw material. Advanced wastewater treatment plants are cleaning water to a high standard. This recycled water is returned to the system. It can be used to replenish groundwater, to irrigate city parks and golf courses, or after further purification, to flow back into our taps. The city is learning to close the loop, a circular economy for water. Pipes and pumps are managed by smart networks that detect leaks and move water where it matters most, reducing waste within the aging infrastructure. Buildings are joining the new water economy. Green roofs, permeable pavements absorb and filter rainwater. Buildings collect rain from roofs into cisterns for toilets and gardens. Parks and public spaces act as giant sponges, storing stormwater underground for dry months. The city is learning to work with nature's cycles, saving every single drop. The urban landscape is transforming from a consumer of water into a conserver of it. The future of water is not yet written. It is not a fixed destiny of scarcity and conflict that we are condemned to endure. Rather, it is a blank field, a landscape of possibility, human ingenuity, collective action, technological innovation. The outcome will be shaped by the choices we make right now, in this critical moment. Will we continue on our current path, to waste this finite resource and watch helplessly as the taps go dry? Or will we choose to learn from our past mistakes, to share our best ideas, to build a more resilient and water-secure world for all who come after us? The responsibility and the opportunity rests with us. Imagine a morning a few decades from now. A child in a coastal city fills a glass with cool, clean water. That water may have come from the rain that fell the previous year, captured and stored with care. It might have been drawn from the endless ocean, purified by the power of the sun. Or it could have been recycled from the city itself, used and reused in a continuous, life-sustaining loop. Outside, the city hums with quiet efficiency, and the river that runs through its heart flows again with health and vigor. In the countryside, Farmers smile at a healthy crop, grown with a fraction of the water their ancestors once used. This vision is not a utopian dream. It is a tangible path we can choose to walk. The task before us, though monumental, is simple to name. We must value water as the precious, finite resource it is. We must use it well, with respect and without waste. Homes, farms, industries. We must protect the natural places that hold it for us. Forests, wetlands, aquifers. We must invest in the tools, both old and new. Old tools, new tools, and perhaps most importantly, we must teach the next generation. This is the great challenge of our time. It will require the best of us. Our scientists to build better filters, our engineers to design more efficient systems, our farmers to try new methods, our leaders to plan with wisdom and foresight. It requires all of us, as citizens of this blue planet, to make conscious choices, knowing that every small act multiplies into a powerful current of change. The story of water is the story of us. It is a story of community, of innovation, and of a shared responsibility. The path forward is clear. Securing water means securing life itself.